Hey, what's up? Welcome to Through the Mixing Glass. My name is Joel. Thank you so much for joining me for this special episode where we are going to make two Super Bowl cocktails for your Super Bowl parties this weekend. Both of the drinks that we're going to make today are easy, they are crowd pleasers, and they have roots in Philadelphia and Kansas City. Now, as you may have guessed, I'm not sure what exactly would have tipped you off about this, but I am a big fan of the Philadelphia Eagles. We have had an amazing run this season, 14-3 record, 14-1 if you count the games that our starting quarterback Jalen Hurts was in for. So it's been a great year for us. We've had a great run through the playoffs. We dominated the Giants, we dominated the 49ers, but our toughest test is ahead of us. The Kansas City Chiefs are an incredible team. Patrick Mahomes, amazing quarterback, well on his way to supplanting Tom Brady as the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Andy Reid, Big Red, loved him when he was in Philadelphia and would really rather not be facing him in the Super Bowl, but them's the breaks. They didn't ask me who I wanted to face in the Super Bowl. It's going to be a great game. So let's talk about our drinks for the big game. Our beverage representative for Kansas City is the Horsefeather. Now, there is some debate over whether this drink was created in Kansas City, Missouri, or in Lawrence, Kansas, a college town about 40 miles outside of Kansas City. But regardless of where it was created, it is very popular in Kansas City, and it's super easy to make, which is why I picked it for this video. We are going to be building it in the glass, no shaker necessary. So you won't be shaking during the game and you won't be shaking during the commercials if that's why you are watching. Though I think we can all admit that Super Bowl commercials are not as good as they used to be. Anyway, let's bust out a Collins or Highball glass. A standard pint glass would also work fine if that's all you have. First up is an 1.5 ounces of rye whiskey, though I don't think anyone would give you a hard time if you reached for bourbon on this one. Next, we are going to top that up with some ginger beer, the spiciest you can find. I got the extra ginger, Reed's ginger beer. Just give that a quick mix with our bar spoon. Get everything all combined there. And now now that we've topped that up with ginger beer, now we're going to add about 4 to 5 dashes of Angostura bitters on top. I'm going to drop in a straw, push down those bitters a little bit. Boy, the bitters really add a nice kind of visual element to the drink, don't they? That's a pretty good looking drink. The last thing we're going to do to it, garnish for this is a lemon wedge. I've seen some people say you do it as a twist. I've seen some people just kind of mount it on the rim. Others have said to give it a squeeze and then drop it in, which is what I'm going to do. So we're just dropping in our lemon wedge, and we'll just kind of give that a little bit of a mix. And there we have it. About the easiest drink I've ever done on this channel. Maybe next to the Mountain Sue's. That one was also super, super easy. Highball. This looks pretty good. Let's give it a try, see how it tastes. Cheers. Okay. You know, rye, ginger, highball. Pretty standard stuff here. Nothing too fancy about this. I do think this is a good crowd-pleasing drink. There's no one who doesn't like a mule-style drink. I know my buddy Rob from Rob's Home Bar is a big fan of the mule. He's got a series going on. It's 100 Days, 100 Mules. You should definitely check that out. I'll have to see if he's done the Horsefeather. This is pretty good. Nothing too crazy. Very easy to make. Crowd-pleasing type drink that'll go great whether you're rooting for the Chiefs or for the Eagles. Whatever part of the country you're in, people are going to like this drink. Okay, so that was the Horsefeather. Now let's move on to our second drink, this one for the city of Philadelphia. And in my experience, Philly is mostly a beer town. There are a ton of good breweries in the city, lots of places where you can go and get a good beer. Oftentimes, those beers are going to be served alongside a shot of whiskey in what is known as a citywide special. This is basically Philadelphia's version of a Boilermaker. And when I was looking for cocktails that were created in Philadelphia that I could include in this video, a lot of the lists that I saw of the best cocktails in Philly included the citywide special, even though it's not really a cocktail. But since this is a cocktail channel, I can't just do a citywide special, though that would be fun. So we are going to go old school. We're going to go extremely old school, and we're going to make the Philadelphia Fish House Punch, which was created all the way back in the 1700s. This drink was created by the members of a hunting and fishing club called the Colony in Schuylkill outside of Philadelphia. The group of 30 or so elite upper crust members of Philadelphia society met every other week during the warmer summer months to hunt, to fish, and most importantly, to feast. The Philadelphia Fish House Punch was their signature drink that they served every time they got together. And legend has it, George Washington, who visited the club in 1787, he wrote about that in his diary. He didn't follow up with another entry in his journal until for 3 days after visiting the club. So as you can imagine, it's pretty potent stuff. Now, normally this would be made for a large group of people, which is why it's going to be perfect for your Super Bowl party. But for my purposes, I'm going to be scaling it way back. I'm essentially going to be making a quarter of what you would make for a large gathering. Punches are perfect for any type of party, but a Super Bowl party in particular, because then you, as the host, don't have to worry about serving each individual guest. You just put out a punch bowl, put out some glasses, put out maybe like a little garnish station or something like that so that people can do their own drinks throughout the night and you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so first up in our Fish House Punch today is an ingredient that I have prepped in advance. This is our oleo saccharum. This is basically a combination of lemon peels. You can use any citrus really, but I went with lemon here, and a whole bunch of sugar. You leave them out, you kind of give them a muddle, and the oils and the zest from the citrus peels seeps out, gets pulled out by the sugar, and then it creates this kind of delicious citrusy sludge that has a ton of flavor in it. So I'm taking about 8 ounces of tea here. I have measurement cups measuring on my Pyrex here. I'm gonna do about 8 ounces. So that was about 4 ounces right there. I'm just gonna give this a stir to loosen everything up here. And am I going to be able to get this in my in my thermos without spilling? Oh, that's a good question. Oh, hey. And there is still a little bit more sugar in there. So I'm going to take the rest of our tea. Need about 4 ounces again. Perfect. And give that one more mix. I really want to make sure I'm getting all the sugar possible. You can eat the peels apparently. That's not, it's not half bad. Next is 2 ounces of lemon juice. Next I need 8 ounces of Jamaican rum. I'm going with Appleton Estate. And doing this in the Pyrex because it's a large amount of rum. Next, the recipe calls for 4 ounces of cognac, though I'm going to go with a delicious Spanish-style brandy that I love. I'm going to sub that in here, 4 ounces of this for our quarter batch. Boy, this thing's getting pretty full. I hope I can fit all this. All right, 4 ounces. Fortunately, we are almost done. And next, the original recipe calls for peach brandy. I'm going to sub in this peach liqueur. This is the Rothman and Winter Orchard Peach. It is delicious. And it's going to give us a nice kind of smooth, peachy, fresh flavor in this punch that is going to be delicious. I love this stuff. If you're looking for peach liqueur, you cannot do better than the Rothman and Winter Peach Liqueur. We just need an ounce of this, so we won't use the Pyrex for this one. So I am not going to shake this with ice. I'm going to serve it over ice, but I am going to give this, I'm going to put the lid on here and just give this a little shake to make sure everything is nicely combined. I'm going to serve this in a double rocks glass with a big old chunk of clear ice in there, and I'm just going to pour this over top. Boom, there we go. And since this hasn't been chilled, I'm going to give this a quick stir to get it nice and chilled down here. And garnish for this is a grating of fresh nutmeg. Now, that is a good looking drink. I am very excited about this. I haven't had the Fish House Punch in years. So, without any further ado, let's give it a try. Cheers. That is so good. I love that. You can taste every individual ingredient there. You can taste the Jamaican rum, taste the lemon juice, the oleo saccharum. The tea is kind of a nice, sturdy base underneath of it all. The peach brandy, not peach brandy, the peach liqueur, you get that a little bit, kind of a nice little accentuating flavor to it. Very delicious. That's a really good drink. I like that a lot. This is the definition of a crowd-pleasing punch. Everyone is gonna like this. It's delicious. Frankly, it's very strong. I mean, you saw the ingredients that went in there. There is a lot of rum in there. So you be careful with it, encourage your guests to enjoy it responsibly. But that's going to be a perfect companion for what I hope is going to be a great game on Sunday night. I don't want to get in the business of making predictions. Certainly I'm not into sports gambling or anything like that. I will say, cautiously optimistic about this weekend. I think Patrick Mahomes is an incredible quarterback, but if you look at the rosters of both teams, I think you would say that the Eagles have the stronger overall roster. Our defense has been playing, with their hair on fire. They've looked so good. Our offense is really humming along nicely. The San Francisco 49ers, who we just beat in the NFC Championship game, they have an incredible defense, and we put up 31 points on them. The Chiefs do not have the same defense that the Niners do. So I'm optimistic that we're going to be able to put up a lot of points. So why don't you let me know in the comments which of these drinks you liked better, or which sounds better to you, which you're most inclined to serve at your Super Bowl party this weekend. We have the Horsefeather representing the Kansas City Chiefs. We have the Philadelphia Fish House Punch, a drink with some serious history, some serious pedigree, ready to take on. They're going head to head. Yeah, Fish House Punch. That's where it's at. Easy to make a big batch of it. Everyone's going to love it at your party. And wow, hopefully a perfect companion to the Eagles' second Super Bowl victory in 6 years. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't want to jinx it, knock on wood. I don't want to ruin anything here, but yeah, the Fish House Punch, that's a perfect party punch for your Super Bowl parties this weekend. And if you want to just make a couple drinks at a time, Horsefeather's not a bad one either. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope we get a big win on Sunday. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. Let's go.